So I made these sketches here because I thought bite me was a really fun phrase to play around with, which eventually turns into this because I was also into inking, which turns into this, which I did not record at all. But lucky for you guys, I have some other ideas that I would like to record and share with you guys, so let's get into it. Of course, my question is, when you guys do art, are you better at it when your desk is clean? Because I think it's like an out of sight, out of mind type of situation. But I also felt that my desk was still too dirty to actually do anything productive. So I cleaned it, obviously. So with that being said, I did go and take my sort of drawing into Photoshop and I played around with some colors. There are some really neat combinations that I have, and I think this would be just super cool to have on the wall and to potentially sell in the future. So I need to do this, but with I think 2 other ideas. I swear there's a third one somewhere out there, but I just can't find it. So let's hop into this. So obviously you need a certain paper size because I want to make this sort of like a collection type thing. Just really bad food puns, which you guys love, right? Anyways, so to do that, I sort of took the former piece, which is the bite me piece, and then I sort of measured it. The measurement weren't round numbers, so I did round my numbers. The paper is a bit shorter, and I also wanted to cut a bit more nicely with the piece of paper that I was cutting it from. Now do know that when you do cut artworks or paper, that typically you want to cut away from the artwork. We had to be taught this very briefly, mind you, but it's a good lesson to learn, especially if you are planning to cut with an X-Acto knife or a box cutter. I like making my life difficult, also known as I never bought myself a paper cutter. Oops. But yeah, so metal rulers, your best friend, cork side down or foam side down. I hope you guys know this. And yeah, cut away from your art piece. And typically you don't cut horizontally, you cut vertically. But I'm a rebel, apparently. I'm also a hazard in society, so yeah. Anyways, but yeah, cut away from your artwork. That way, if you do accidentally stray, because you will stray from the ruler, you can still fix it instead of having to reprint and then go again. So, since it's a series and my initial one has a border and I just think the border helps to make it look cleaner, I have to figure out the border for the rest of it. So that is exactly what I do. I have my paper cut out and I'm just gonna bring over the old bite me one to A, just show you guys I have a poster that now says bite me, and B, I'm kidding, that's not the reason why. Obviously, it's to figure out the dimensions of spacing, and I found out as I was doing the Just Peachy one and the Beat It one that I prefer having a shorter space for lettering. I don't like how tall the bite me is in that one, so I do go and reduce it, and it sort of does mess up the series just a tiny little bit, but I prefer it more, and that's sort of what counts. Oops. But yeah, so I'm just gonna measure it and then I am going to just repeat so I have more. Listen, I'm not trying to bore you guys by showing my whole process, so I'm gonna show you that I did start sketching. Sketching I think is really important for composition, and I just sort of miss it. I'm not gonna lie, doing this traditional stuff, there's some like parts of me that really miss doing traditional art. So yeah, as I do this, especially for the Just Peachy one, I note that it's a lot larger than the Apple one, which I do eventually go and fix. And of course, because we are sketching the Peachy one, we also have to sketch the other one. I was gonna stick with fruits, but we also fall towards beets, which I'm gonna say are vegetables, but people are gonna tell me it's a root vegetable, which still means it's a vegetable. So Eat your beets. They are healthy for you. Unless you're allergic, then don't eat the beets. They will beat you up for that one, that's for sure. Anyways, but yeah, so I am going to just speed through this one. I also want to point out something, and it's that I cleaned yesterday. I literally sat back down to finish up this piece, and now it's just a mess over there. That's the first thing that I'm going to point out, is just how terribly messy I can get within a day. And it's mostly because I've been trying to get back into journaling, and I try to do basic journaling, but the thing is that my friend bought me this really nice notebook, and it just doesn't feel right to do basic journaling in it, because it's an Archer and Olive, the paper's so thick, and it's just begging to be like having decorations or something. So yeah, that is sort of the first issue. The second issue is that there are some moments where I pause or reach into the frame, very far into the frame. It's because I am also trying to record things for Instagram Reels. It's kicking my ass, not gonna lie, but I try my best. And yeah, so I basically just use, it's supposed to be for your car, and you put it in your vent, so then it props up my phone because I am not a fancy person. And then I just sort of prop that up somewhere and try to record some little tidbits of me drawing for Instagram instead of doing the whole 9 yards with the camera. Oops. But yeah, so it's kicking my ass, but I'm trying my best, and hopefully I will go out one day to buy a stand, but until then, I will not. I will continue to use this. So yeah, if there are any pauses, I do apologize. It's just because Reels are kicking my ass. For a moment, I did think about just leaving you guys in silence, but nah, that's not the style. Neither is talking. Have I ever said nah in a video before? Anyways, I have to speed up the clips. The video is getting a bit long and lengthy, and this isn't even including the Photoshop process that I've had to endure, or I will have to endure. I'm doing these in like little parts and whatnot. I'm trying like this whole new editing stuff. I'm editing in Premiere Pro, and I'm also recording in Premiere Pro, and it's interesting. You can see my phone in the frame. Obviously, I'm trying to catch that shot for the reels, but yeah. If you're wondering how did this piece come about, I'm pretty sure I was thinking about handwritten fonts, and like those Victorian calligraphy. And then I have some sayings in here that I try to do in said style. It started off with my sketchbook's first page, which is the thought dumpster. And then there's another that's like, you're too close. And I really thought that the Victorian / handwritten style would be really cool to do like these really sassy signs, because it's known for like elegance and class. And then you just have signs that says like, you're too close, get away. And another one that's like, rotten luck. And one that says, fucking bite me. So I just thought it'd be really funny, because it's hard to sort of read those signs in a way because there's so much detail in them, and just the thought of you having to get close and for the sign just to say like fuck off would be hilarious. If you don't like me swearing, I am sorry. That's a new evolution, not a resolution. I feel like the resolution would be the opposite of that. But yeah, so it started off from that, and then I was getting into inked drawings, which with the sketchbook coming to an end, I will get to show you most of it. Some of the projects are school related, and I need to get into the habit of keeping some things, under the wraps. But yeah, so I just have, I was like, I'm doing inked drawings, I'm doing some pears. It'd be really cool if we could do other fruits in here and then sort of attach them to like a saying. Bite me because you bite apples, and that's just a really common, thing. And I thought it would make sense. So that's the bite me one. And then I was thinking about food puns, and I was like, I can't think of any pear ones that's short enough to fit nicely within the space. But I did think about peaches and beets. So yeah, this is just like me getting to illustrate food, basically, especially like fruits and vegetables. So I thought it'd be really funny to have this like in the kitchen or to decorate your bedroom? ? And I do end up adding colors in Photoshop just because I don't like doing colors traditionally, I suppose. And it's also a bit easier to edit and whatnot, and to eventually print. So, yeah. If there is something that catches your eye, let me know. I think I am loving the just Peachy one for now. I still love the Bite Me just because of the colors that it came off very nicely colored. So I do enjoy the Bite Me one. Plus I'm passive aggressive. I might just be aggressive. Which I don't know if that's a surprise to you guys, but yeah, I'm a bit of a prick. I guess. Anyways, but yeah, I'm excited to add color to this one. I don't know if I want to do that as in like a second part to this, or if I just want to do the whole thing in one video. I still have time to decide. It's just that, I was gonna do the Beat It one as well in this, but the whole process itself, having it recorded and editing, just takes a lot longer than to actually just do it. So yeah, I will not be just showing you guys both process in one. Instead, I will make another video for Beat It if you guys are interested. It's my first time actually do a full-blown traditional piece for the channel, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's a lot different than my digital pieces. I think digitally there's just a lot more creativity in a way, just because you have so much things at your disposal, like different brush textures and different colors and whatnot. And when it comes to digital art, I just feel like I must have like it has to be a character or something like that. And when it comes to traditional, I just feel comfortable doing whatever. So it's just this really strange thing for me that's happening, and yeah, I think it's fun because you also get to play with videography and cool transitions, which has been something to experiment with. At first, I thought I could also do this to help out producing reels and whatnot, but that's actually quite difficult to transfer between your phone your computer to your phone and to post it. So yeah, I think the also fun thing too is just playing around in Photoshop with this, and it's helping me to sort of get into Photoshop a bit more, because this year at school we're using it a bit more than we did last year, which is something. And yeah, I've also just started doing pen stuff, which you will see in my sketchbook whenever that comes around. But as I was mentioning, I can't show you guys everything because there are some things that are supposed to be, under the wraps, just purely because that's just how it works in graphic design. You can't be telling all the projects to people. And they do get you, I believe some companies get you to sign NDAs about it. So yeah, I gotta keep some stuff just under the wraps. But there is a lot to show you in the sketchbook, because I did start it over the summer, and it's a surprise by how quickly I'm going through it, because usually they take me like a year to finish it. But I just started this one July 15th, 2023. So just July, and it's full. I think I have less than like 15 pages left, and yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to start a new one. I did start a new one. I started the first page in it because I was in a debate as to if I want to keep two sketchbooks, one for school and one for personal use, or if I just want to keep them all in one and just keep tabs as to where is what. So I think I am going to still just keep it to one, because I already have to carry a journal, as I've mentioned, and a sketchbook. I don't feel like really carrying two sketchbooks with me. But yeah, obviously too, I did have to speed up the drawing process just because it takes so long. But Beat It should actually be a lot faster, because I already walked through the process to you guys. And yeah, I did enjoy this a lot. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. I am recording with a Canon. It's the Rebel T7. I don't know if there's a workaround, something that it does to me. It does a lot to me. Emotionally unstable because of a camera. Can you imagine? That was a joke, by the way. It will stop recording in intervals, which I don't know if there's something that you could fix with that. I'll have to look it up, or if you guys want to help me and you do record with a Canon T7, let me know how fix, please. I could probably look it up. I think it's something within the settings. I know it does that sometimes when your card is too full, and that's also another thing. I wonder if there's a way to hook it up straight to my computer. That way I am not just using up SD cards. I don't mind it. I do have one that's like 200 gigabytes and just another one that's temporary, supposedly for photos only, SD card that is like 16 gigabytes. But yeah, no, it went smoothly. And yeah, I will not, I'm deciding right now that I will not show you the Photoshop process of it, just because, it's a lot. Instead, what I will do is I will Photoshop it. Or do I want to show you? Because I'm going to have to add it in anyways. Like, I'm going to have to wait until I'm done Photoshop anyways. Decisions. I don't like it. I will save the Photoshop I will save the Photoshop process for the other video, because I'm going to have to do it there too. And that way, it sort of splits it up. And yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this. I'm sort of nervous about it. I told you guys, and I always mention it, I want to do more in-person stuff. But I feel like doing bullet journaling and whatnot sort of loses touch with the channel. So I feel like that might be a different channel concept to do, and I just want to do art more. And yeah, digital stuff, I think there are a few things that I have to do digitally. And yeah, I also will say that the shop, I have to order print paper so that I can actually print these on good quality paper, and I have to work out shipping. If anyone has any details as to shipping and how that might work, can you give me like a hint or something? I've started looking it up, and then I know Canada Post, because I'm from Canada, if we don't know this already. Canada Post does have some offers, which I think are looking really appealing, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, if you want any cheeky prints, especially of these, let me know down in the comments below. I do plan on selling these when I do open my shop, which, I don't know, I'm feeling really cocky. I feel like I could do that within like 2 months. But I guess we'll see what happens, because, I don't know, I just feel like printing, and then I might have to do some branding things, but I mean, that's gonna take time. Ah, jeez. The other thing, speaking of branding stuff, because, you know, I have to do portfolio pieces, and there are bound to be some interesting side projects that I want to, you know, use graphic design for. I think I might also do a little series where I do passion projects on the side, and just have like progress videos of those, because passion projects doesn't have to really be kept under wraps, because they are sort of things that I like. It's freelancing for yourself, I guess, because it's not really for a company, it's just for me and my portfolio. So yeah, I might also do a series about that, which will also probably include branding for the channel and the shop and any other friend stuff that I have that I can share, obviously. But yeah, so hopefully you guys might be interested in that, and just to see a progress stuff instead of always going to digital art, because it's becoming a lot less convenient for me to do digital art as of recent, while, you know, traditional stuff I could just take it with me and draw wherever, as long as I have a pen, pencil, or marker. I'm just adding finishing touches, and then I'm going to go into the lettering. I actually do want to also, that's another side thing, I do want to develop these into actual fonts at some point. So I'm going to look up how to do that, because I think it'd just be a really cool font. And it'd make this so much easier if I just have it vectorized, so then I can just type it out instead of suffering through handwritten text and making sure everything's aligned properly and whatnot, because it's a bit difficult. It's a chore. Anyways, and I will show you guys the finished piece and what they turned out, the different color schemes, as well as the traditional piece. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a longer video than usual, but I appreciate you guys' attention. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you next time. Bye!